Yep. Big picture, McLeod, how would you assess this one? I know things were looking good for a while there, and it just kind of turned on its head in the fourth quarter. How do you sum it up?
That's a tough one to sum up one of these, right? Because you could pick 4 or 5 plays from the first half, 4 or 5 plays from the third quarter, 4 or 5 plays in the fourth quarter that dictated this game. So I think the film is going to be super valuable for us. You see the potential, right? You see what we can be. You see it in spurts and starts, but it's not flowing for the whole game. So even down to the last play, I went outside. I think I had Curly running right down the middle. I could have threw a touchdown pass. So I put a lot of it on my shoulders. I wasn't in rhythm early. We got to be better. It's a CFL, right? It comes down to 3 or 4 plays, and they made the plays and we didn't. They came out on top. So it's frustrating. You don't win for potential, right? It counts for a full loss. So it's going to be a great challenge. How do we come back on Tuesday, and how do we get back after it next week?
You talk about rhythm. Your first game back in a couple of years in this league. Did it take some time for you to kind of feel it again, or did you feel kind of back at home?
Definitely. I'm saying I think you could see end of the first quarter into the second quarter, we had about 2 or 3 2 and outs there in a row. That can't build rhythm. That's not smooth for offense. That's not who we are, right? We got to be efficient. And then there were a couple series in a row where we were rolling, So yes and no, right? We got to be better. We got to be better all across the board. And thankfully, the CFL is a marathon, and thankfully, there's next week.
They go down an O-lineman. Did you guys want to try to expose that a little bit more? You guys think you handled it okay in that regard?
They went down O-line?
Yeah. Or pardon me. Yeah.
I try to not watch that side of the ball, so I don't even know what went on there. If that's the case, I think we did well. I think it's execution, man. Like you could one of those plays shift the other way, right? Going down to the red zone, right? When we kicked the field goal, Gino had the hot, right? And I didn't see his eyes, so I tried to throw it behind him, and it kind of ended up going behind him. But if I trust it, he sees it, he might catch and score. And that's in the third quarter, And you can look in the second quarter, you can look in the first quarter. There's so much more out there. And that's the exciting part, but that's also the frustrating part.
Promising start for the offense, being able to really distribute the ball to all of your receivers. Talk about the performance of them today.
God, I just love – we have a great receiving core, and they're lights out. So I think everyone got multiple catches, and D-Mitch had some unbelievable catches throughout the game. And Curly's – I got to find a way to trust Curly more often. There's a lot of times that he made the right move into zone coverage, and I was going to put it on him. And there's a lot of things we can get better at. I don't think we can be stopped when we're rolling. It's just about staying consistent. So those guys are awesome, and we just got to maintain the rhythm.
You had moved the ball in the middle of the field fairly well, and then the red zone a couple of times down where you had to kick the field goal. Talk a little bit about that, and is it just as it gets closer, how that feels?
Yeah, right. Let's see. Let's go back through it. So I mentioned the one where we're staying, and I didn't hit Gino on the back shoulder. We had to kick a field goal there early in the game, right? I'm trying to remember. We got stopped on a field goal, first possession, right? All the way down.
Down
Same thing, same option play, right? I felt the wheel expand. And I heard you was going to be able to cross the face of the mic. Thurman made a great play and pushed into the middle, but that was one of the situations where I got to trust Curly in zone coverage, that he's going to be able to find an opening and put it on him. Same play at the end of the game, right, on the strip fumble. So that was the same exact play, and I think I could have put it on Curly. So I tried to push the pocket and make a play on the Chico side, but let's see, our third field goal. Then we drive down, and we should keep pushing, and we force Boris to try to kick, a 58-yarder or something like that. We got to get more yards and make that an easier kick. So I think those are the 3 right there, and it's just execution. It's a good defense, and they made us get our eyes all over the place, but it's at the end of the day, it comes down to our execution.
Will that trust just come with a few more reps of this offense?
Absolutely. That's why yes. I think the best of football is ahead of us. I don't think we can be stopped when we're on rhythm. But that's not an easy thing to do. That's 12 bodies as one. That's a work of art. That's Picasso, right? That's a Van Gogh. That's why I love this game of football, because it has to be 12 bodies operating within 6 inches of perfection, and doing it repetitively. So when that's done, it's a beautiful thing, but it's not an easy task to accomplish.
I know you always want to put up the win on the first time you're in front of the fans, but what was it like being out in Commonwealth with all the fans?
It was awesome. Great stadium, great vibe. We really wish we could have got them a win, right? We know what this organization has been through, and this is maybe what we needed, right? Maybe is that, are we going to say here we go again, or are we going to step up to the challenge and see the potential and step up this week, right? So losses test your soul. So see what kind of men we have in this locker room and how we bounce back.
Awesome. Thanks, McLeod.
Yep.